Hi, Liz Ness here. In today's video, we're going to create this kind of a word art. It's really going to be more about some Procreate things you could do, and I'm excited to get us started. So let's just go to it. Okay, I have open here a 12-inch by 12-inch canvas at 300 dpi, but it really doesn't matter what size you use for this technique I'm going to show you today and the tools that we're going to play with inside of Procreate. So the first thing, I think I'm going to pinch this down. I always like looking at it smaller. The first thing I'm going to do is go grab a big brush. Okay, so I have this monoline tool that it's the regular brush that comes with the set, but I've created a copy and made it a lot thicker. So let's go ahead and start with that so that you can have one of these too, because it's kind of fun to have a nice thick extra brush here. So we're going to tap that monoliner, we're going to gently slide it over to the left and tap duplicate. And then we're going to go inside by tapping it. We're going to go all the way down to properties, and then we're just going to bring that minimum and maximum size up so you get a nice thick brush like that. All right, the next thing we're going to do is going to come over here to our color palette, and I like this color pink, but I'm also thinking some other colors, so let's see, let's try something like that. Okay, we're just going to start drawing whatever you want, however you want, just like lines, and then we're going to choose another color, and I'm going to keep it in the reds because I am going to use the word love for my word, but you can use whatever colors like October and October colors, whatever word and colors that you want to use. Okay, so let's see, the next color I want here is, I think I want to go back to that kind of reddish color, not too much. I think I want to have a little bit of black in there. This is that black monochrome palette that I have available for free on my site, and I'll leave a description in the link. I'll leave a link in the description below. Wow, I'm having a day. Anyway, for this, but I like this one because I know for sure I have black here selected, and I'm just going to put that in there just a little bit, kind of on the edges. And I'm trying to think, what other color do I want? Maybe some sort of a darker purple color here. Oh, yep, I've got one already selected. That's kind of cool. Okay, it's kind of a blue purple. Okay, once you get a lot of lines, you got some white too. Just like this, we're going to go use Liquify. It's a cool tool that Procreate has. So we're going to our adjustments, and we're going to come down to Liquify. And then we're going to go ahead and select Twirl Right for the kind of liquefaction. Now I'm sort of thinking of, like, you know, earth science. This is liquefaction. Yeah, I know, geek. Anyway, we want to twirl. We want to bring our size up, our pressure to max, our distortion all the way up, and our momentum all the way up to max. And then we're just going to start playing it. Actually, I want to bring this down so I can see what's going on. Just like moving this around. This is so much fun. Okay, I'm going to dial down the momentum just a little bit. And I'm just going to hold it so that it twists in different places. This is so much fun. Okay, and this is a way that you can marbleize the paper. Marbleize, is that right? I don't know. Anyway, it kind of has a marbling effect sort of look to it. Now I'm going to drop the size down just a little bit, so down in here I can affect it in a sort of a smaller way. This is fun. This actually kind of reminds me a little bit of liquid acrylic paint pour. I remember having this much fun doing that too. We did some pours with alcohol ink, which is really fun too. Oh my gosh, this is fun. Okay, when you're satisfied with how this is going to look, then you can go ahead and tap that adjustment to exit out of that adjustment action there. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, above that layer that we've just created, sort of this nice marble look, we're going to go ahead and come over to our wrench and tap add and tap add text. And I'm just going to go ahead and type, I'm going to make it all caps, and I'm just going to type love. Now I'm going to change the color in just a moment. It doesn't matter right now what color it is. Okay, actually, you know, maybe making it black right off the bat might help, just so I can see where it is. Okay, so I'm going to come back and edit my text here. I want to edit it all. Okay, so now I'm going to tap this little A, which gives me the style adjustments here, and I want to bring this size way up, and I can see my little handle right here for that. I'm going to move my word kind of to the center here, and I want to make sure that the size of the window that this word is in is pretty big. Okay, so I'm going to keep bringing this up, and I want to use a thicker font actually So let's see, I think in maybe impact or something. So let's go down and find impact. There we go. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. Nice thick. And actually I want to put a little bit more space in between those letters. So I'm going to dial up the kerning just a bit, like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is come over and tap my transform tool so that I can actually center this. And I have snapping on with a distance of 3, which is the default, but not magnetics, just snapping. And I'm looking for the golden lines that will pop up when this is centered. There's one, and now I want it. There we go. There we go. Okay, good enough. Okay, so now I'm ready to kind of play with this a little bit. I'm going to make a couple different versions of this. So let's go ahead and create some copies here. So we're going to duplicate this. Let's say I think I'm going to do it 3 times. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, okay, so make 2 duplicates of that text layer. And then we're going to go back down to our layer 1, and we're going to tap it and hold it and then drag it all the way to the top, just like that. And then we're going to tap it again, select clipping mask, just like that. Oh, that's so much fun. I love that. I love that. Okay. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and just merge down. Okay. Now that does 2 things. It clips the color just to the that layer below, but it also rasterizes the text below. So now we can't go back and edit our text, which is totally fine. I don't need to. Okay. This one, let's see. I think I need to rasterize both of these. Yep, let's go ahead and do that now because I am ready to work on them a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and rasterize this one too. So you just tap the layer and select rasterize. All right. And that just makes them images so that we can play with them and do different nice adjustments to them. Okay. So now I'm trying to decide what color I want. Let's go ahead and turn these 2 off for the time being, the visibility. And I've got this bottom one, and I'm trying to decide, okay, what color do I really want this? I think I might want this to be sort of a hot purple or even a hot pink. So let's go look at the colors over here, and somewhere around there, I think. Ooh, yeah, I kind of like that. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and do this kind of a lazy person's way and create a new layer above, dump the color in, create a clipping mask. So tap that layer, tap clipping mask, and then tap it again and merge down. And that changes the color. I don't have to drop it into individual letters or anything like that. It just is fast. So that's why I liked to use that method. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Liquify. So this is like I say, this is as much about Procreate, some of the features of Procreate, as it is about making this word art here. So let's go back over to our adjustments and back down to Liquify. Now I want to turn the size down even more. I think maybe somewhere around 30. I'm not 100% sure. I'll just have to play and see what happens here. But I want to, here, let's go ahead and make this bigger so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go along the edge here and disrupt it. Okay, no, yep, it needs to be a little bit bigger. So, and I like the twirl. I think that's still really good. Okay, I'm now up to 50. What is that like? Oh, that's too much. So just 2 finger tap. So maybe somewhere around 35. Let's just see. Oh yeah, and if I just hold it there a little bit, that gives me what I want. So just hold and press a little bit because it is pressure activated. So this is really fun. Oh my goodness. I don't know. This could be, you know, a great pastime, I think. It kind of gives it a nice smoky look to it. I love that too. So this has so much application, not just for this fun word art we're making, but other things. And actually do it in here too, just a little bit. Okay. And you can tell in proximity, this pressure will actually affect, you know, whatever's around it too. So sometimes you'll get it already started. That's kind of neat. Like I say, this could be rather cathartic. I actually really, this is fun. But, oh gosh, that looks so great. I love that. Okay, and then we're going to do this. Okay. All right, up through in here. We're almost done. All right. So I want it to still look a little bit like the letters that, it came from originally, but this looks pretty good. And so that final setting was 35%, and that seemed to do a pretty good job. Okay, and I suspect that the percentage will change if your document or canvas size is different too. So you'll just have to experiment with that a little bit. So, okay. Okay, so now let's turn on the visibility of those layers again. So we have this one, which is black, and then we have the one on top, which is a different mix of sort of the marbled look that we had. So now I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that that's not enough of a different color, and actually maybe not even extreme enough. I need to go back and do some more liquefying. So I'm going to go ahead and recolor this, but I'm going to go ahead and I have set up in my gesture control to tap this, and it'll bring up my quick menu. And then I'm just going to tap recolor. And I want to go over the colors, or over something that has the solid color. And now I'm going to just play around with that and just see, like, okay, what do I want in terms of, fun colors? And maybe I need something, hotter or something like that, orange, or a lot of times actually pink and orange, hot pink and really loud orange look great together. So because they're analogous right next to each other. Or actually, I guess it's a split. So anyway, it's a good color combo, trust me. So I'm thinking that might be what I want there, something bright like that, but I want it to be bigger. But I'm going to keep going back down to wanting like maybe a darker red. Ooh, yeah. Actually, I think I kind of want this darkish red. Or even purple. No, I'm partial to that red. Okay, that's great. But now I got to make that effect just a little bit more obvious. So let's go ahead and tap our adjustments and tap liquify again. And let's just make this way more severe. Let's dial this up just a little bit, 42 maybe, and see if we can just pull this out everywhere. Actually, let's try pushing. Yeah, it sort of takes what we already had and just pushes out. Oh, that's fun. So don't be afraid. Well, I'm not assuming that you are, but what I'm trying to say is have fun experimenting, have fun playing, because you'll get some really cool effects that, might inform future decisions about any of the graphic design work that you might be doing, or just graphic design play in your scrapbooking or whatever, in your cards. So actually, let's just push that right there. I'm going to twirl that one. Bring that out a bit because I want it to come together a bit more. Oh, that's cool. Okay, back to push. Okay, this is fun. Okay, let's go back to twirl here and just do a little bit of, making it just a tad more interesting here on these edges. That's awesome. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. And of course, you can, put a different clipping mask in that top layer too. You could even put a photo if you like. It would make it really interesting. But now we're not quite done yet. So we have one more step here. So I tapped the adjustment so that we go back out of that, and I'm going to go over to my layers here. And now I'm going to go to that middle layer and select it. And then I'm going to come over to my transform tool, and then I'm just going to tap to bring that down so that we get a little bit of dimension here. Actually, maybe I'll start pulling it. It's not moving fast enough for me. I'm impatient. Okay, that looks pretty cool, and you can get some different effects too. But let's go ahead and just let's just take down the opacity of this a little bit and just make it look more like a shadow there that's kind of falling down. Ooh, that looks fun. And that is, I think I'm going to call that good. That's using a couple different tools in Procreate so we get some familiarity with it to make this word art. And I've had so much fun showing you how to do it, and I hope that you had a good time making it yourself. And I can't wait to see your words. Actually, if you do make words, please leave me a comment below with a link to your artwork. I would love to see it. And let's see, should we hashtag it something? So no, just leave me the link. I'll be able to find it that way. So if you post it on Instagram, or if you have a website or something like that you post, where you post, leave the link below, because I'd love to see the different words and the different ways that you went about doing this project. And meanwhile, I hope your day is amazing.